Once, in a small, isolated village, there was an old, abandoned house that loomed at the edge of the woods. The townsfolk whispered about it, claiming it was haunted by the spirit of a woman named Eliza, who had mysteriously vanished decades ago. They said her cries could be heard echoing through the night, and anyone who dared to step inside would never return. One chilly October evening, a group of adventurous teenagers decided to test their courage and spend the night in the house. Armed with flashlights and bravado, they entered, the heavy door creaking ominously behind them. Inside, the air was thick with dust and the smell of decay. Shadows danced along the walls, and the floorboards groaned under their weight. As they explored, they stumbled upon a dusty old mirror in the corner of a dimly lit room. Intrigued, they gathered around it, their reflections flickering in the dim light. Suddenly, the air turned cold, and a chilling breeze swept through the room. The teenagers shivered but laughed it off, convinced it was just their imagination. But then one of them, Sarah, noticed something strange. In the mirror, behind their reflections, stood a figure, a pale woman in a tattered dress, her eyes hollow and filled with sorrow. They spun around, but the room was empty. Heart racing, Sarah pointed at the mirror. "Do you see her?" She gasped. The others laughed nervously, but one by one. Their laughter faded as they turned back to the mirror. The woman was closer now, her face twisted in anguish. "Help me," she whispered, her voice echoing in their ears. Panic set in as they realized they were trapped in the house. The door now inexplicably locked tight. The lights flickered and the temperature plummeted. Shadows closed in around them, and they could hear soft weeping echoing through the halls. In a frantic rush, they tried to escape, but the house seemed to shift around them. Hallways warped and doors led to nowhere. One by one, they were picked off, disappearing into the darkness as the echoes of their screams faded into silence. Only Sarah remained, her heart pounding in her chest. She stumbled back to the mirror, desperate for a way out. To her horror, the reflection showed not just her, but the other teenagers trapped behind the glass, their faces twisted in fear. Eliza's ghost stood beside them, a sinister smile creeping across her lips. "Join us," she whispered, reaching through the mirror. Sarah screamed, but it was too late. The mirror swallowed her whole, and the house fell silent once more. Years later, the abandoned house still stood, and the villagers continued to share tales of the haunted mirror. On certain nights, if you look closely, you could see the reflections of the teenagers, forever trapped alongside Eliza, waiting for the next curious soul to enter and join their eternal torment. Thanks for watching, and follow for more.